Hello and welcome to the Geogebra tutorial. My name is Chirag, and in this tutorial we are going to learn about functions and explore a few of the elements associated to a function, like the roots, the point of intersection with the other functions, the maxima, the minima, or the turning points of the function. So let's get started off with an example. I've taken an example to plot a quadratic function, find the roots, the turning point of the quadratic function, plot a line, find the point of intersection between the line and the quadratic function. So I move to GeoGebra and I plot the function y is equal to x square. The power has to be typed in with a cap. Y is equal to x square plus 4x plus 3. That's my quadratic function. I change my view window and just zoom in the x and the y values. Next, I want to find the roots of the quadratic function. So what we do is, since it falls under the logical category of points, I go to the points over here and click on the roots, click on the function, and yes, we can see GeoGebra has found the roots of the quadratic function. Now what we want to do is, for the parabolic curve or the quadratic function and the points, we want to see the name and the value. Okay, so we don't want to see only a and b, but we want to see the actual values, the x and the y values of the points of intersection. So we go to the object properties, click on either of the points, go to show label and change the value in the drop down to name and value. So as you can see, the name and value of this coordinate is known. Similarly, I can go to point B, change the name and value, or together I can select point over here and say that for all the points show me the name and value. Similarly, for the conic curve, we go to show label and let's say we click on name and value. So as you can see, we have a couple of things. So we'll just use our mouse cursor and move the coordinate below and the equation of the curve above. So as you can see, now we have found the roots of the quadratic function by using GeoGebra. Next, we want to find the vertex, and to find the vertex, which is also the turning point of for the quadratic function, we again go to the logical section of points, click on the turning points, click on the function, and yes, we have the roots and the vertex of the quadratic function. Next, I again go to the object properties, click on point C, say I want to see the name and value. Always remember to change the label for x and y as well. By default, the labels are always blank. So to add a label to the x and y axes, what I'll do is I'll go to graphics, go to x, change the label to x and y. There are other options available as well, as you can explore more in the settings. You can work on it. I'll go and say show grid, and yes, now I can see my x and y label, x and y axis label. I can see the quadratic function roots and the vertex. Next, we want to plot a line y is equal to x plus 2 and then find the point of intersection between the line and the quadratic function. So again, I go to my input bar, y is equal to x plus 2. Yes, we have the line, the quadratic function. I want the point of intersection. Again, we go to the point section, click on the intersect, click on the point which is closer to both the functions, and as you can see, like as we come closer to the point of the intersection, both the functions are highlighted. So I click on the first point, I click on the other point and do the same thing, but instead what we can do is, like, we can select on the points and say that for all the points I want to see the name and value. So it applies, if I click on the points and change any of the setting, it applies to all the points in this file. And for the function, I want to see the value instead of looking at only f. So I go to show label and say show value of this function. So now again I can move my mouse cursors, make sure that the points are clearly visible. I move the root above, point D below, point E over here. So now we see the points of intersection and the roots and the vertex. Now let's say if you want to change the color of the parabolic curve. So all you need to do is just again right click on the preferences, go to the connect section and change the color. You can hide or unhide the object by clicking on the blue circle. So you can do it for any of the functions or any of the points if you want to show or hide any of the points. Next, once we have found the point of intersection for the quadratic function and the line, let's explore more about some basic settings that can be done further. Like let's say if I want to copy this and paste it in my Word document, I can go to edit, say graphics view to clipboard, copy it, and I can come to my word processing document and paste it. And as you can see, like the graph has been plotted. Now we can just format as required by adding some picture, adding some let's say I want to add a label to it, so I can go to references and insert a caption, and I can say that this is my graph or figure. So I can add a new label and say that this is my graph. Click on OK, graph 1, click on OK, and in this I can say plotting quadratic function using Geogebra. Let's say if you want to do some more editing in the Geogebra file, all you can do is like add some labels just to make it very clear that what are you talking about or what are you trying to find in this. So in this I can just say that learning about functions in Geogebra. You can just add a logical text in your diagram, in your graph, and you can even go to the text properties, change the text over here, change the size of the text, make it large or very large, and again just move it somewhere in the graph. And the thing that you can do is like, suppose if I want to edit this again for my project, all you can do is just save this file to your computer. The file will be saved in the GBB format, so I save it as demo01, and as you can see the file is being saved as a .gbb file. So the file has been saved in my computer, and when I want to open it once again for editing in future, if I want to add anything else or remove anything else, I can go ahead and do it if I have the original source file. So especially for the IB exploration, like the maths internal assessment, it's very important to make sure and have all the source files available, just in case if you want to change anything in the last minute. You don't want to have the pictures which you cannot edit at all. So just make sure to save the original files once your work is being done. Thanks for watching, and we'll learn about more of the functionalities of GeoGebra in the upcoming videos. Thank you.